Hey everybody, it's Tim for the Bulwark here. Trigger warning, I am in hell right now watching the Donald Trump inauguration, just the farce of it all. I have significant commentary on this feed and elsewhere about how disgusted I am by Donald Trump and his enablers and the message, if you want to call it that, of his inauguration remarks. But I do also want to not lose sight of the disgraceful behavior of President Biden that is contributing to the farce that is today's inauguration. It goes back to, I guess, the pardon of his son Hunter, which we've discussed a lot. It goes back to after Trump won, Biden and the First Lady having a very smiley photo session with Trump, inviting them into the White House. And then this kind of the dissonance between those two behaviors accelerated today when Joe Biden welcomed Donald and Melania Trump to the White House for tea and crumpets, and they had a very pleasant photo op before traveling to the Capitol together. Meanwhile, issuing preemptive pardons for every one of his family members. And I just have to say, like, these two types of actions do not work together for me. If you want to come to me and say that the threat of Donald Trump is so great that this person is potentially an authoritarian menace who will target Joe Biden's family members, even if they didn't commit any crimes, and he needs to protect them from that menace, I'd say, okay, I agree with that. But if you believe that, then you can't also just buddy with Trump and make nice and make everything seem like it's really great and we're having this traditional transition from one president to another. You can't say to Donald, "Hey, welcome home, Donald," with a big smiley face when he comes back to the White House, and then try to tell me that you're so scared of him that you need to give a preemptive pardon to your brother who has like real allegations of crimes against him. Those two things don't match. You can be for norms and for the rule of law across the board and for warning against the threat of Trump and acting as such, but you cannot just talk about your concerns about the rule of law when it is time to protect your brother, but not act on that the rest of the time. And that is what I'm seeing from Joe Biden. And I also throw on top of this, look, I'm for the Equal Rights Amendment. This is something that surely makes sense. If I was in office, I would vote to ratify it. But like the legal justification for like declaring it a new amendment to the Constitution a few days before Trump gets in, when no additional states had ratified it, when nothing had happened, again, it just shows this selective concern about the rule of law and the Constitution. All right, like it's like on the one hand, I'm the great defender of the rule of law. On the other hand, hey buddy, how you doing, Donald? I hope things are great. On the other hand, I'm just going to declare by fiat that this amendment is an amendment now, without any legal basis. When I've been president for 4 years, and nothing has changed between 2020 and 2024 in the status of the Equal Rights Amendment. Like, this stuff might seem nitpicky, but to me, it really does matter. When the MAGA threat, I believe that the MAGA threat is real. Okay? If it was me, I would be in the boat of Karen Pence and Michelle Obama of not showing up today. If I was forced to be at something with Donald Trump by some obligation of a job or of constitutional duty, I would do so in the most stern and severe way imaginable. Okay? That's where I'm at on this. That is because I actually do believe in this shit. Like, I do think that the Constitution should be protected. I do believe that nobody should be above the law, right? And so I don't think that we should go along with a farce about somebody that has crapped on the Constitution and broken the law and attempted a coup, who now wants to be treated like he's a normal president. I don't feel any need to go along with the ceremonial farce to protect ceremonial norms. Okay. But if you do, then you should also probably protect the norms when it comes to like the actual law. And when these guys that you say are such a big threat are calling your family the Biden crime family, but you haven't done anything wrong, all you're doing is bolstering their argument and empowering him. I guess that's what this all comes down to for me. Just to sum it up, if you guys have stuck around this long, all Joe Biden did in the last day was bolster all of the arguments that Donald Trump made and bolster his status. He treated him like normal in the ceremonial. He gave all of his supporters talking points when it comes to the fact that there's a Biden crime family out there. He's allowing Donald Trump to have his cake and eat it too, to point a finger and falsely accuse the other side of being anti-democracy and anti-rule of law, while being anti-democracy and anti-rule of law himself, and still getting the rewards of having a traditional inauguration with the battle hymn of the Republic and all of the pomp and circumstance around it. And I just don't think that Joe Biden has put his money where his mouth is all year. I think that he liked to pay lip service to the fact that this is a threat, but when the decisions came down to his own ego or his own pride or his own family, he put himself first. And he did that when he decided to run for re-election. He did that when he stuck around a doomed campaign after he gave the worst debate performance in American history.
Able to do with the with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
He did so when he did not give Kamala Harris the running room she needed to run away from his unpopular presidency. He did that when he pardoned his son. He did that when he pardoned his family. He did it every time he gives a legacy interview, focusing on his own legacy rather than on focusing on what could be done to push back against what is coming in front of us.
Mr. President, do you regret your decision to run for re-election? Do you think that made it easier for your predecessor to now become your successor?
I don't think so. I think I would have beaten Trump, could have beaten Trump.
So to me, this is a person that to the very end cared about his own ego and niceties more than he cared about the democracy that he paid lip service to. And it's disappointing. And it comes as a cherry on top of a shit sandwich today. So thanks for nothing for that, Mr. President. We're going to have a lot more on all the horrors and depravity that's coming from the Trump administration starting immediately. So subscribe to the feed. Come hang out. We'll be your eyes and ears. We'll see you soon. Hey, if you like this video and our content, I'd love for you to become a Bulwark Plus subscriber. You get access to bonus podcasts, secret podcasts, and newsletters we put out every day, plus some behind-the-scenes takes that I don't always post on this feed. In addition, you can become part of the Bulwark community. Come over to our Substack and comment and meet other like-minded people. We'd love to have you. Starting today, you can get a free trial at thebulwark.com/free trial. The link is right here on the screen and below in the description. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Come on and give it a free try today.